for naught either way. Individually, Reece Evans scored 2 tries, 6 tackle busts, 172 metres, 2 clean breaks. Stefan Ratchford had a try, 10 tackle busts, 161 metres, 3 clean breaks. All these guys had like double figures metres per carry, by the way. Ben Westwood with a try assist and 120 metres, and Chrissy Sandow with a try assist and 109 metres. For Castleford on the flip side, Denis Solomon obviously had his 4 tries, 170 metres, 3 clean breaks. Then I'm scratching a bit. Ben Crooks with a try, 9 tackle busts. Junior Moores with 5 tackle busts, 140 metres, strong from him playing a loose forward this week. Then Luke Dawn, 2 try assists.
There you go. Why Joe got in touch, he said, game played at 1,000,000 miles an hour with both teams looking to throw the ball about, put the game to bed with 3 quick scores in the second half, but it could have been a Cass win if a few reffing decisions had gone their way. Solomon is a class act and great value for his 4 tries. Tyler Cass fans said Cass looked knackered in the second half, giving away penalties and possession far too much. While were clinical and fully deserved the win. Happy for Solomon with 4 tries and looking forward to the Wakey game next week, I think. Tom Eckley 99 said good in patches but still need to improve. Got to love sunny days at the Jungle. Tom's a Warrington fan. And Fatboy Rob got in touch and said Wire played very well and Cass just ran out of steam. No complaints with the result. Missed kicks are becoming a problem for Cass. I'd have tickle kicking if he's on the field. Rangi showed some glimpses of brilliance, but the ball ends up on the floor as the rest of the team don't know what he's going to do next, just like his last spell at the club. So there you go, that's round 22 in the books. What was the tail of the round, Mark?
Well, average attendance of over 10,000, that's a positive.
It is.
But in terms of the stats, the highest number of offloads in a round this year, with 157 successful offloads, that is. And despite the wayward boot at the Jungle, it was also the best kicking percentage weekend of the year.
Wow.
83% success rate overall.
Okay, and what impact has everything had on our prediction results and Dream Team stats, Mark?
Well, you took the spoils this week, 3 out of 6 to my 2 out of 6. At half-time of that last game, I was quite excited, thinking a couple of upsets had gone my way, but not to be. In Super Brew, Dargana still leads the way, but Elliot Wrench has had a good week to put some pressure back on at the top. Although Bob Phillips it is that wears the yellow cap for the round of the week. Bri Bamford holds the wooden spoon. I escaped that one. In the Dream Team, Alan Bagley extended his lead at the top with a league best 744 this week. He just keeps
on
strength to strength. I forgot to put Solomona back in. You know, we do everything on a Monday. And
yes.
I square everything away, predictions wise and all that. Monday night.
Yeah.
Didn't know Solomona was back. So I was left with Vincent Dupont as my other winger.
Right. Oh, God.
I know.
Fair enough. Well, if it makes you feel any better, one of my wingers this week was Jody Broughton, and I also have a team that I can no longer shift Todd Carney or Glenn Stewart temporarily out of because I've spaffed all my fucking transfers for July, so could do with them getting back pretty sharpish, Mark.
Could do with a word from a Leeds fan about the Mitch Garbutt, how long he's potentially out for as well, because that might be an issue for me going forward. Anyway,
over the next couple of weeks. Right, that's Super League taken care of. Let's take a look at some results from elsewhere now in the world of rugby league. Right, elsewhere in Rugby League then, and into the Championship round 22, things are coming to a head nicely in the Championship. It was Sheffield 30, Leigh Centurions 34. Batley Bulldogs with 31 points to 20 winners over the London Broncos. Bradford Bulls got a 44 points to 12 victory over the Oldham Ruffians. Dewsbury won 34 points to 16 over Swinton. Halifax were beaten 20 points to 24 at home by Featherstone Rovers. And Workington came out on top in the Cumbrian Derby, beating Whitehaven by 30 points to 28, which means, Mark,
the race for fourth is tight going into the final round. Batley third on 29 look like they've made it. Bradford fourth and Featherstone on fifth, both on 28 points, play off effectively next week. Halifax on 27th and fifth are an outside bet, needing to win and Batley to lose next week, as well as having the other two sides avoid a draw. Workington are now on 9 points, 5 away from safety. Just going to comment, Sheffield pretty plucky against League. I got a late try putting out of the bag there. The London Batley game, London just too late to get back into it when they got going, but it's going to be interesting to see if they come back from that quickly. The Workington Whitehaven game, might well have pipped Halifax and Featherstone for the game of the round, this one. I mean, with like 10 minutes to go, both sides have scored like 2 tries less than this, I think.
Yes.
With those half-backs, Doran and Samet, they've got an outside chance of stringing some wins together in that.
You would think so.
Championship Shield.
Yeah.
They're on 9 points now, so they're still quite a way off. It's Oldham and Sheffield that are a way off, but it'd be interesting if it'd be good to see them make a run at least to make it exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, it would. And of course, it all comes down to next weekend as Bradford take on Featherstone down at the Big Fellas.
Yeah, we've got that in the previews coming up.
We've seen the guy. I'll talk about it more in that then. In that case, then Origin 3, Mark. It finished the series finished 2-1 in favour of Queensland as the Blues were able to get an 18 points to 14 win over the Maroons.
Yeah, all in bad blood, and
not particularly sporting from anybody, was it?
But way against what we were expecting. But I sort of think the way the game ran out, that it wasn't such a surprise in the end.
It's good to see New South Wales blooding some of their new younger players as well. Like Tedesco getting a start, and Moylan playing in the halves was my biggest concern.
He didn't do badly
at all.
Didn't do badly. He was maybe at fault for one of the tries early doors, but it didn't cost them in the end.
No.
It was an exciting game. It was an entertaining game. I enjoyed watching it, that's for sure. The last 2 games have been much more enjoyable to watch than the first game and any of the games last year were.
Yeah, true. I'll give you that. So hopefully what that signifies is that with the change of the guards at New South Wales, that it might be a bit of a tighter series next year.
We'll see, because they're both losing big names. Gallen and Parker one each. Maybe a few more will drop off from the Queensland side of things. We shall see.
Yes, we will. Okay, round 19 of the NRL then saw the St George Illawarra Dragons defeated at home 32 points to 12 by the Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, Widdop and Cooper both played in this one, but neither did much of note.
The Manly Sea Eagles got a drop goal victory over the New Zealand Warriors, 15 points to 14. Elsewhere,
I watched that one. It was exciting. It was entertaining. I'm sure when I was watching it, I saw Luke Burgess, but when I went looking for the stats after, he didn't play.
All right.
He didn't play at all.
Who do you think you thought was Luke Burgess?
No idea.
No
idea whatsoever. But it was an entertaining game in pretty woeful conditions.
Yeah.
Lulai had another decent game, and he keeps playing well.
Encouraging.
Keeping the young, what's his face, the young guy who's got a hard name to pronounce.
Watini Zalesniak?
No,
he didn't even play for them, does he?
No, he plays for Penrith, doesn't he?
Yes, but I don't know them. I'm not. I can. I'll
Tumialola here.
Tumialola here.
It's keeping him out of the
side. Yeah, I like
him.
He's a good player. Okay. Well, I've got a Burgess or 2 for you here on this one, Mark. It was South Sydney Rabbitohs 10, Brisbane Broncos 30.
All on the losing side, but you've actually got 4. Sam Burgess had 184 metres. Joe, Tom and George all played, so George is back, but nothing of note from those guys in a nothing of note season pretty much for the Rabbits.
Newcastle Knights narrowly defeated at home 16 points to 20 by the Melbourne Storm. Penrith Panthers got a 22 points to 18 victory over the Parramatta Eels.
Who was it who sent us was it Rich who sent us a message saying he'd got McDermott?
Yes, that was funny that.
Hardacre was an unused sub in this one.
There you go, and the final game of the weekend played out on Monday evening saw my Sharkies make it 13 or 14 in a row. We're starting to lose track now.
15, isn't it?
Just keep winning, mate. Just keep winning. 32 points to 20 over the Roosters.
They're always on Mondays.
No, they were on Sunday last week and Sunday the week. Oh, do you mean the Roosters?
The Sharks are on Mondays quite a lot. Feels like. Anyway, the Sharks.
Not enough for the last couple of weeks.
The Sharks stay top ahead of the Storm. It's close between the Cowboys, Bulldogs, Raiders, and Broncos in the 3rd to 6th spot range, but all look strong for a top 8 finish. The Titans, the Warriors, the Panthers, and the Dragons, all on 20 points, lead the chase for the remaining top 8 spots.
Fantastic. Now, Mark, tell me about a set of Eels that don't breach the salary cap.
Yes, it's the Brentwood Eels, our heroes from Essex. Aaron's sent us the latest update this week. He said, great news for the Eels under-13s who moved past the Rutlish Raiders in the playoff semi-final, recording a 24-0 win.
That's their stuff, good lads.
A great achievement for this group to make the grand final, as it's a lot of the players' first season of rugby league. The grand final will be held at London Broncos' new Trailfinders ground in Ealing next Saturday against the Elmbridge Eagles. Reading into that, the Eagles must have knocked off the Invicta Panthers, who were the other strongly tipped side, weren't they, in this one? Unfortunately, the Eels' talismanic Archie Sandow Holding will miss the game.
It's not because he's addicted to gambling machines, is it?
Or he's a little bit portly. As his grandma booked him a surprise holiday to Malta.
Oh, fucking hell, Grandma.
She needs to get a fixture before she books any holidays. But I've no doubt the under-13s will have enough strength in depth to get the job done. Yeah, come on the Eels next week down at the Trail Finders.
Absolutely.
Anyone who can get along to that down in the south, any of our friends from down there.
Go cheer the boys along.
Big Doc Hideous.
Yeah, if you see, I was going to say, if you see a big Hagrid-looking motherfucker knocking around, then that's...
who else have we got?
One of the nicest guys.
Have we got?
Paul,
yeah.
Paul.
Ian Gatwood.
That's it, yeah. Chris Macy. That's it. Lots of guys. If you're listening in London and you're at a loose end, get yourself down.
What's his name? Who used to always tweet and never does anymore?
I don't know. Who's the London Faithful guy?
Oh, him, yeah, there's him.
London Faithful, you get yourself down there, son.
Yeah.
Lots of people. Go and see.
John Dix, yeah.
Wonder where you went.
Aaron's dad.
Yeah.
Aaron Lomax.
Yeah.
All those people, get down.
Loads of it. You know who you are, you know where you're listening from, get yourself down there. Right, that's the world of Rugby League well and truly covered. Let's take a look into the future now as we bring you our predictions for round 23 of Super League. Alright, it's the final round this weekend before we split off into the middle eights, and the first game of the weekend sees middle eights doomed sides Hull KR and Leeds Rhinos facing off against each other. Not really to play for.
TV precursor to
Can't wait. Might not watch this, but you'll be able to find, both teams will be looking at this, and both coaches, I imagine, will be looking at this as a way of laying down a marker ahead of the middle eights and trying to get off on a good start. So I actually think that both teams are going to be reasonably up for this. I think on paper Leeds have got the better squad despite their current league position, especially now that people are starting to come back. Hull KR against their performance against Hull FC leads me to believe that they're going to really struggle against this Leeds side, particularly if Leeds' forward pack gets going, particularly if they can't fix up the errors. And I think in the three quarters they're just going to get outclassed, and maybe there's some parity in the halves there in that Leeds haven't got their first choice half-back pairing out there, but they probably don't really know who that is. I'm still going to go for a Leeds victory, 30 points to 14.
There's as much on this game as there is on any game, even though we're sort of discarding it, because the winner of this gets an extra home game in the qualifiers. Now, I feel like it would benefit the qualifiers if the Leeds Rhinos lost this game and were on the road 4 times. That would give a boost to more championship clubs. They would only be on the road at 2, though, I think, and they still might only be on the road at 2, so I don't know if that works out. Right. I've thought about it more. But still, I can't see the Leeds Rhinos losing this one. 28 points to 16, I think. There you go.
Wigan take on St Helens then, the big rugby league derby match. Now there is quite a bit riding on this one. We're going to be looking to overhaul Hull FC, who are away this weekend, and Saints continue to hunt for a top 4 spot. It's tough to pick this one on a Monday.
Because we don't know what's going to happen injuries wise as well for Wigan, with like young Tierney and Gildar.
That's it.
And then
it is a tricky one.
The suspensions with Charnley and Tautau we expect to come through.
Yeah. It's maybe good weather this week. I think there'll be good. I think there'll be a lot of free-flowing, attractive rugby league to be played. I think we'll see a good advert for the sports, and Helens will be up for this. I'm going for a slender Wigan win asterisk, 28 points to 26. I'm going for.
I think Wigan will win. I think with O'Loughlin back, Sam Tompkins back, John Bateman back. Really chomping at the bit, you'd imagine, with Bateman in particular. But all of those guys, Sam Tompkins looked fit enough to play when he was walking around the ground at Headingley. When I saw him on Friday night, he looked fit enough to play. So he'll be all right. O'Loughlin's obviously fit; he's out for other reasons, and Bateman again,
he'll be ready
chomping at the bit. So I think all those coming back in, the losses we have in the side can be managed. We're going to win 26-16.
Okay, fantastic. Salford take on Hull FC this weekend. Salford's fate also already sealed. They're going to be in the middle eights, and Hull FC look to consolidate their place at the top of the table. So I don't foresee this being an absolute kicking, but I think Hull FC will be workmanlike enough to get the result. I like the look of these two packs coming up against each other. There's some ferocity in both these packs,
particularly the starting packs.
Absolutely. So that'll be
Watson Taylor against Griffin and Kopchak.
Yeah. There's some